There we go. Okay, now it's taken. Now it's taken. Okay, we've got it working. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I don't know how we managed to mess up that amazingly, but we are now back online on YouTube. Yay! Because I pressed stupid buttons at some point. We pressed stupid buttons. Hi, YouTube! Hello, welcome in. My name is Harrier, Citadel, Avian, Alien, Sentinel, Fort Misthaven, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of thing, and presser of stupid buttons by the looks of things. Hello, Alex Oldfish. I can confirm on my side that it's working. Thank you, Joshua, for bringing it to my attention, because I would have gone the entire stream not knowing that it was broken. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I am so sorry. We had been going for a while. I don't know how long is a while. At least 20 minutes. Not realizing that YouTube was not on. I am so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. Let me give you guys a recap on what has happened. About 40 minutes? Okay. Yeesh. Alright. So, recap on what has happened in the plot while I was floundering around. When we ended stream last time, we had just returned to the Waking Sands, which was the Scion's home base, and discovered that it had suffered a Galean attack. Lots of the Scions had been killed, and Minfilia and others had been kidnapped. Or I think it was just Minfilia that was kidnapped, I'm not sure. Maybe there were others as well. I really don't know. And we have now been going back and forth between the Waking Sands and the Church of Adamalandama, dealing with the aftermath. And in between, we have been chatting with Marx, who is an individual who is taking refuge in Adamalandama with major memory issues. He's kind of like me. Like, kind of very much like me in that regard. And he has been getting inklings of his past. He had tinkered with a piece of clockwork for someone, and it came very, very easily for him. And now we have just dealt with a Galean who was busy spying on him, and reported that immediately to the head priest. And as we are on our way out, we now run into Alphino, surprisingly. So let's see what Alphino has to say, because I've not been looking. Oh my word, Alex! Alex! Thank you so much! Why? Thank you so much! Oh my word! Thank you so much, Alex! I am blown away! How even? Thank you so much! I got paid today? Still, thank you! Oh my word! Thank you! Alex, you're seriously carrying on the donation goal towards the streaming laptop, like, significantly. I am shook. Thank you so much. Wow. I am shook. Thank you so much. Blown away. Greatly appreciated. Peace. Thank you. Let's see what Alphino has to say. Let's make this worth it, right? So, I I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate.
At ease, adventurer. I come
Oh.
not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn.
Oh, we've got voiced stuff? Oh my word, I hope you could hear him. Hope you can get that laptop soon and that the gaming goes well. Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we are gonna be working on getting some additional content types in when we get that streaming laptop, as well as hopefully being able to play the game with my model without necessarily having to go into PNG mode. And then thereafter we're going to be saving up for 3D Harrier. I have been in negotiation with the modeler that I would like to talk with on that front. So things are progressing, but that will only be once the laptop has been acquired. But exciting stuff all around. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Alright. But so, okay, we've got Alphino and we've got voice lines from him. Interesting. Interesting. Could you hear him? Was he quiet? Was he loud enough? Useful for reminding myself what his voice actually sounds like.
And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
Ayo?
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hey! Memory headache! Yay.
Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you.
Ooh.
I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right.
Woohoo!
Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the 7th Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order of Eorzea.
Well, that was a hydrate reminder right in the middle of Alphino's line there. I apologize. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages, and let's take a sip.
The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The XIV have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength.
Casual.
Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship?
Oh, shame. The poor guy. Having such a tough time. Hey! Outfit swap. Now he's looking more himself. Hello, Sid.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Alright, so let's see what we have to see next. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Raptor. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is tale as known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Uldar. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Folgord Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journey for a time, but I see that the world has still need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Raptor. Alright. To Folgord Float then. Woohoo! Jouit. To Aethelmare, that's who we've got to speak to. Okay. Let's speak to Aethelmare. Where is this person going to be? I wonder. I wonder, I wonder, I wonder. Okay. Close by, okay. It's not bad. Hey. This way. There we go. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Kurthus. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifort at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Well, lucky for us, huh? We just happened to find Master Garland himself. Aren't we lucky? So I need to go hard to starboard and this way. There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay, Vortifort, let's see, what have you got to say? You have come in search of Vortifort? Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Kurthus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. "'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Carteneau, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it had disappeared over the mountains into the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Kurthus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to obtain them you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they will accept aid freely offered." Okay, and that is our cue to head to the snowy Kurthus for the next wave of quests. Let's see what we've got going for us. Yeah? Let's see. Oh, hello there. Hunting log. I see you. Let us pull you out. Have something to chow. And there we go. There we go. It'll take a while before I get speed increases here in Kothis, but let's see. Let's see. Ludevoir, let's see what you've got to say. Excuse me, can you repeat that? Do you wish to offer your service to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? How absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Well, that's good to know. That's a nice piece of armor. For now. Level 35. Actually, I'm on level 48. I'm just gonna take the elegance for now. Okay? Alone have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You'll know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Well, that should be straightforward enough. We're going west then. And look. He's right close by. Wonderful. There we go. Toaster, thank you for the save. I cannot actually do so right now. However, in theory, I am hitting the save button. Welcome in. How goes? How goes? If it wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable, dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. It crowd saves, right? Yes, it does. It saves live. I've missed this game. It has been so long since I've played. Oh man, Alex, I get it. I get it. I have a long-standing nostalgia for this game as well. It's pretty much the only MMO that I have found myself coming back to periodically over the last couple of years. I don't know how many years, but couple. It goes good. I had to pick up things today and get to move tomorrow. I'm excited to finally be out of my current living installation. Oh my word, congrats and good luck for your move tomorrow. Ooh, good luck for your move. I hope that it goes smoothly. I hope that all of your stuff arrives in one piece. And that it all arrives. That's awesome. I hope that it goes very, very well. Let's see what else this keeled over knight has to say. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Ooh. Yeah. We are currently doing a completionist playthrough where I skip no dialogue, because why? We are doing voice acting practice. Yes, so we are trying to get as much out of the free trial as we possibly can. Wahahaha. What does Toaster say? Well, all of my stuff won't be here yet officially until about a few weeks, possibly to a few months. Oh, okay. So it's a long haul move. Oh my. Well, I wish your gear a safe journey. Oh my. Because that sounds like it's a long haul move. I hope that things go well. Sure. As do I. It has my computer in it. Ah! Yes, I get it. I get it. Okay, let's speak with our irritable Ludevoir once more and see what he has to say. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. Oh, we get a sir. Oh, we get a sir now, do we, Ludevoir? Huh. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, I understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Idmel. Okay. Idmel. Here we go. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludevoir be thinking? But once all is done, as I get my stuff back, I can finally get back into gaming. Yes! It's gonna be fun. Hee. It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with the heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with the chief astrologian Forlamort up ahead. Up above. Forlamort. Forlamort? I don't know how to pronounce French words. It's very, very strange. French pronunciation makes no sense to me. I'll figure it out eventually. Can't even pronounce the French words in English, so... Irk. Whoopsie. We'll get there. Eventually. I swear this game is going to be the only thing that gets me to learn anything about the French language, so that I can actually pronounce these people's names. At this rate. Okay. Ooh, cutscene. Cutscene. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of a mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Hellona's will. I will not put our great nation at risk. Certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship, of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamo. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Juliane. You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. You must be the one who rescued House Durande's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I'm told you seek an airship last seen in Kurthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Curthis. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark while traveling. Do not give in to temptation to deviate from your course. I was not aware you aided House Durandare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Okay. Fine. I understand where you're coming from, sir. It makes sense. Information flow is important in wartime, after all. What? Let's see, what are we dealing with here?
You there, sir. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine is yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be of great comfort to me.
Okay. So, let's help the lady's friend out. Because doubtless, he wound up surrounded. Ow. That was a hard landing. That was a very hard landing. From way too high up. Where am I? Bird. Bleh. Zoom out. There we go. And we are headed this way. Okay. Let us proceed. Things are a little slow because we're starting a new arc. Basically, what we're doing is we are in preparation to go face the next primal, which is Garuda. And we need to make sure that our folk have a means of actually getting to the Angry Bird Lady. So that's what we're dealing with. Oh, what a relief to see someone other than those goddamned birdmen. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I had anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights? A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Wow. You know what? Once again, fair. Generations-long war going on with the dragon heretics. So... I get it. I get it. But we're playing as a guy who is literally a dragon as well, so there's that little detail. I think people are kind of just overlooking that at the moment because it's not in the NPC's programming to ask those questions. Let's see. Another layer up. Okay.
The arrogant fool returned not too long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you're eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portelaine for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining the information from the other high houses.
Okay. Dragoon armor. It was so nice to see that again. Wow. The nostalgia hit hard there. Okay. That little arrow in the minimap is pointing down. Okay. That's another painful landing. Ow. An almost too painful landing, but anyway. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Okay, so, Portelaine. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you've rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you've given us no cause to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses? It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? You know what? Also fair. Trade's a trade. Alright. Now, I understand you're very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task would take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Helenot? Helenot, yes. Further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. Okay. So, due west. And a little bit south, okay. And zoom out. So that we can see what we're doing. And while we're at it, let's deal with this, Giboo. There we go. Another one down for the hunting log. And, oh look, there's our shipment that we need to check. Or part 1 thereof. Okay. 1. And 2. And here is the encounter. Okay. There we go. There we are. Hello. And that gets us through the entire bunch. Okay, so now we can grab our stuff. And there is a hydrate timer. Perfect timing on that one. Okay, so everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip, shall we? And back we go. We're so slow. Our chocobo is so slow. I wonder what it's gonna take to get the increased mount speed in Kurthus. Although this is still faster than walking. Okay. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Well, aren't we lucky? We have just that. And hydrate timer on. There we go.
God's bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last... but wait. That chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too.
Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest.
Fury take me! A draconian rosary! In the possession of Lord Francel!
Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Helenart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with Lord Helenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Delays, delays, and more delays. We've got an angry bird lady to chase. We need our airship for just that. No. Okay. What does Carolo have to say?
Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is goodly, a righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Helenart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless, and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you are a friend. Now go.
Okay. So now I've got to get north, which is going to be that way. How far is our guy? Well, there will be another Gubu along the way. We don't need to deal with this one right now. We can hunt him down later. First, let us do story. Oh, hello.
Right on top of this hill. Okay, here's Francel. Okay, what have we have got to say here? Oh, he's a youngster. Wow, okay. Yes. You look as though you have something to say. Do you? Is that an Edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? Oh my word. Yikes. I see Sir Carolo has not forgotten my mother's favourite flower. A pity has not been seen in Curthis since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. Well, that's absurd! I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbour even the slightest doubt, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It is as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Horsefant of House Fontarn, Fontarn? I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. Commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. How do you pronounce that? I feel so bad about not being able to pronounce all of the French names of all of these Elizan. One of these days, I still see us ending up having a French pronunciation study stream just to be able to understand what in the blazes I'm supposed to be pronouncing these names like. Because I don't know which consonants I'm supposed to pronounce and which ones I'm supposed to drop. It's complicated. Okay, here's our guy, Horsefant. I don't know what he sounds like. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-travelled adventurer. If you are come to repay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Curthis before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may be difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fontarn. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. He seems reasonable. He seems like a reasonable kind of guy. And now he has a proposal for us. Let's see what that's gonna be. As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortam included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Nin of mine own House Fortam, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travellers. There is also Kravelin of House Helenart, who can be found in Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to pass. Have you spoken with the Chief Astrologian at House Durandare yet? Really? Perhaps you will be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fortam. Do not concern yourself with House Zemail. I shall contact them myself. Seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. Okay. So that is a couple of people to speak with. Oh, Sid and Elsa now are here. Hi! When did you guys pitch up? Okay, so I think the closest person is going to be here. If I can find where you're going to be in here, in this building. Let me just get off of... Oh, there she is. There she is. Hello, Nin. What have you got to say? Why, hello, good sir. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one in House Fortam does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. On the topic of everyone's lips these days is what will become of young Lord Francel. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Helenart have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. Oh, this sounds, widespread. Okay. That blue thing over there is a, fate. I can ignore that for now. We head south. We head south. Where both of our next targets reside. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna be in this round building. Let's see. Kravelin, what have you got to say for yourself? Alone grant me strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? A friend of Lord Horsefant? I want to help you, I truly do. But these accusations of heresy have thrown House Helenart into chaos. Right now we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. You know what? Understandable. Understandable. Off to the next target. Let's see. Now let's see if I can get up this staircase without falling off again. Alright, okay. Voldemort. What have you pronounced this name as? I gather you've been busy since we last spoke. Lord Haurchefant's missive was positively glowing. But if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, sir, and the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Julian arrived in Curthis, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Haurchefant wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. Okay. Keep facing more or less where the wall is, I guess, is how I'm going to not fall too, painful. Ouch. That was painful. She says, immediately doing the exact opposite of what she was trying to describe. Lovely. Okay, now I'm gonna take the Scooby because seeing hunting log icons is annoying me. And we keep moving. Let's see. What next? What is this icon? I don't know. But I'm going to ignore it because it's in the party tag for now. Okay. Harrier standing on the desk, oh my word. By your countenance, I take it you did not earn anything of use. Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Curthis is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard proper provide more pertinent information. Okay, well, thanks for asking, I suppose. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I've received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravanian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. And let's go. North is this way. And that's probably going to be our target. Yes. And I see it on the minimap. There we go. Okay, so here's Francel.
Who goes there? Raptor? No, stay back. The fiend is still here.
Okay, well... there we go. Let's see. Almost got it. There we go. Nice and fast and to the point. And what is this unfit knight? Oh dear.
Confound it all! How are we to redeem House Helenard if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We are fortunate you came along when you did, sir. House Helenard will remember your kindness.
And he runs off. Okay. Oh, come on. You... let's get rid of you first. Come on. And, oh, okay. Chocobo has left the building.
I heard the beast's cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, sir, bless you. Curse those fiends! It's as though they knew we were coming.
This is why one does not disregard the bit text. There is a lot of context hidden in this.
It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I'd hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Moreover, it was House Helenard that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say that our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. We've been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath.
Okay, so back to chatting with Horsefont once more. Glad the kid knew that it was a fool thing to do. Especially considering that his entourage did not exactly seem like elites of any description. But I suppose for a noble house in decline, having elites on your side is not exactly likely. Okay, so what does Orchefon say? What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to the Lord Francel at the Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a man who might later be declared a heretic. And not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Juliam has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and, by association, yours. Alright. You can roll with that. Oh, it was a lower level working coffer, that's what we got. Okay. As I see it, the key to proving Lord Francel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest labelled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here is what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Kurthus, so he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Alright. I mean, considering that the chest in question did have obvious signs of tampering, but the lock very conveniently had held, which means that it is incredibly likely that the box could have been tampered with and someone just put on a fresh lock. Which, if one does not use locks with a very specific look that can only be acquired under very specific conditions, is incredibly easy to... It's an incredibly easy thing to frame. And even then, if you can acquire the right lock to make it look authentic. Alright, Rickman, what have you got? Hey, someone tampering with the shipments? Fury strike me down if all them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't you give me that look, lad. I'm a House Halenart man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters that were bringing in the shipment did it, though. I know most of them what work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, almost every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it... Eh? Could it have been the fellas what were responsible for the inspections? Ha! Ishgardian knights and inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from Whitebrim Front today. You might consider having a word with him. Alright. Checks and balances. That's all I'm gonna say on this front, because oh my word, it is so easy if you infiltrate the system to mess it up. Because the amount of inside job this reeks of is immense. I don't have the best nose in the world, but even I can tell that. Sympathetic porter. Oh my word, that tells us what already. Okay, let's see what we're in for here. Beg your pardon? You suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Helenarth's shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Alright. One there. In the Zemail parcel. Nothing in the Zemail parcel, but we did find one in the Helenard parcel, and in the other Helenard parcel, you find another one. There we go. Strictly the Helenard parcels. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. Well, sorry for you, bud, but very specifically. But that's impossible! Once the White Brim Fort concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. And if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Horshaphon, I will not be held accountable for this. Yeah. The inspectors are the first people you suspect because it's the easiest for them to do the slip. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? Well, it's a long story. More draconian rosaries? In every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks? That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must have acknowledged this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Helenarth's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. And praise alone that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we're to clear his name. Indeed. But that was a hydrate reminder, so everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. End of coffee. Sad. Okay. There is still water though, so... Wahahaha. Mr. Sue. Yeah, okay. Lord Horshaphon needs your help clearing Lord Francel's name. Yes, no kidding. From the very first, I knew it could not be so that many members... I knew it could not be so that many members of House Helenarth were heretics. At last, we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Brigi? Tell her that House Fortemps asks, nay, demands, that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation can be conducted. Okay. Well, she's right nearby. I think it's a she, based on the name. There. Yes. Okay. Bridgie. What is it, my child? Lord Horshaphon would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Julian presides over Lord Francel's trial at Witchdrop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Helone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. What? I'm sorry, what? Why does this sound incredibly ominous? Hold up. So, they've taken Lord Francel to Witchdrop? This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Raptor, I would dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Juliarm in person. I will endeavour to not keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Oh boy. I think we know what kind of place Witchdrop is gonna be, huh? If the name is anything to go by. Wait, these quests are coming back to me? Hey! Yeah, Alex. It's been a while, huh? Early game stuff.
Early game stuff.
I don't know how many times I've played this mission, so I actually have the spoilers, but for those of us who can't remember, I am keeping those to myself. But okay. Holiday, what have we got? Here, Raptor! As you can see, Lord Francel yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor. But if his gods judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Okay? We can make do with that. Quiet Pines, hello, hello! Last I played was finishing Dawn Trail when that came out, so it's been a while. Oh wow, yeah. Sure. Okay, so what does Julian have to say? Joyson, Charlemagne, Francel de Helenart, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense?
Hear me, brothers! These charges are false! The men and women of my line have ever opposed to the Dravonians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard.
It is for her alone to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of the gods and men. Leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halone's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their draken forms and be put to the sword. Oh, my word. So, if you're innocent, you die. If you're guilty, you die because you turn into a dragon and then get killed by the gods. How is that a victory for anyone? Ugh. I was so lucky today. I found a pair of Yamaha floor speakers for $10. Oh wow, lucky. Anyway, we are in cutscene. In the next house for Tom, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Horshavan. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that your charges against Lord Francel are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such time as a full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Horshavan has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbour private doubts, I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until Lord Horshavan arrives. Raptor, and remember, no harm can come to the Inquisitor. Oh boy. It's a healer? Really? Come on, wait, where are we? Come on, there we go. Next, almost there. Okay. You know what? let's just put that on. And that one. Oh, there's Horshvand. Hello. Welcome back. In the name of House Fortan, I demand that you lay down your arms. Aha! Oh no, there you go. Come on. Come on. Okay, oh dear. Lots going on here. Come on, let's see. Come on, where's the next person that I can reach? Oh no, don't want to do that. Come on. Next, come on. What's going on? Okay. Tanking this. Let me just get Dragon's attention again. Your attention is on me, right? Yes. Okay. This is taking a while. It's because I am trying to beat up something that is invulnerable. No wonder. Could not see that on my interface. Why? Because I'm blind! Okay. Okay. Pick this up. Okay. Hopefully I'll manage to snag a Yamaha receiver and amp for the relatively cheap too. Oh, good luck. Good luck with that. It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop. But this trial, like any others I feel, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Helenard. They've used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? By the Fury! A draconian rosary? Then the knight who refused to yield... It was he who summoned the Wyvern. A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights. This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Horshfront. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Kurthus, Raptor. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. In other words, get out of my way. That's like, that was so politics speak for you are getting your nose too deep in our business, get lost. Wow. Okay. Now, what does Francel say?
Lord Horshavant, I have not the words to express my gratitude. But why would you risk your reputation to save mine?
Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will.
I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Helenart.
Praise alone, it did not come to that. But it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Raptor. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated.
Oh.
Alright. Let us get out of here. No accidental stepping into crevasses today. I have done that before. Right there. Whoopsie. Okay. You look well, Raptor. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. If only I could actually remember to not hit the invulnerable dragon. Urk. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Voltamp and House Helenart shall never forget your service. Now, let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. Yay! The man with knowledge of the Enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. Okay. If he's just outside, I don't need to get on Chocobo. So, discomposed cataloger. Okay. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you were inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship lost seen in Kurthus several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gridania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Horshfont is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I have done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Okay, so it's inside the Stone Vigil. Naturally, it's inside the fortress that was years prior lost to the Draconians that we have been fighting the entire time we have been in Kurthus. Okay. Ah, so you have at last located the Enterprise. I believe congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil. Ah, perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drillamont of White Brim Front and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel to do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well in your journeys, Raptor. May Helone guide you. Okay. Thanks for all of your help, Horshavant. You have been great. Don't get yourself framed by rogue inquisitors in the meantime, right? Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. I think I need to come up here first. Yes. I am in fact not completely insane yet. Woohoo! Wonderful to see you again, Raptor. If there is anything I can do to repay you, name it. So the airship you seek is likely inside the Stone Vigil. Huh. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Helenart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravonian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. As we lack the strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillamore. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempt to destroy House Helenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbour great hatred towards us, and toward you now as well. Duly noted, sir. Duly noted. Now. Brunadier, where are you? You're gonna be... Map. Yeah, shortest way is this way around. Okay. Yeah. It's still a long way, but it's the shortest way. Yeah, okay. Doot. Well, we've certainly been having a voicing heavy stream this time, which is kind of nice. And we got a little reminder of what Alphino sounds like, which is useful. And hard to port. Or, no. Was there another exit on this side? I ought to be. I feel like I messed up on my navigation. Yes, there is another exit on this side. Yes, there is another exit here. Long run along. Let's... Yeah, I've still got a lot to do before this gets faster. Okay. Let's see, how much further? There we go. We can see it! We can see the tower that we need to go and chat in. Whatever it is that we have to do, whoever it is that we have to speak with. Brunadier. Right near the entrance, lovely. Okay. You desire an audience with Lord Drillamore, do you? I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. Wow. Well, I got this. What do you have here? Letters from Lord Horsefant and Francel, is it? Likely. Oh. You're serious? Oh, What to do? Well, you could actually, maybe consider your job. Maybe. Just maybe. Eat a little bit. Your timing could not have been worse, traveller. Lord Drillamont's attentions are focused solely on the stone vigil at present. In any case, it's not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to... Sir Alboise? Yes, Sir Alboise can surely accommodate you. Seek her in the storeroom on the opposite side of the yard. Well, aren't we just so lucky that, the stone vigil is exactly where we're supposed to be? You know? It's kind of where we're aiming for. It's where we're headed. Storage room I think is going to be downstairs. Ah, here's Alboise. Sir Brenadier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drillamont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for his head chirurgeon, Estidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Okay. This would go so much more smoothly if I could only pronounce things when I see them. Okay, maybe upstairs? This. Estidian. Are you here to visit a patient, sir? What's this? Letters of introduction from House Foutamp and House Helenard. With documents such as these, you need not seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Gordino. He should know Lord Drillamont's current whereabouts. Okay, thank you. That helps. Typical introductory being given the runaround by everyone who thinks you do not have the authority to speak to the people. Okay, there's Gordon. Let's see. What reason have you for barging into? Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Drillamont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Alright, thank you. Swift and succinct sounds good to me. Alright. Sir Gordino permitted your passage? Very well. Speak. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillamont. You know our name and you know our deeds. We are come to Curthus to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Nan Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland? You're alive? But that's impossible! Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandal marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, who should appear in Whitebrim Front but 3 mysterious strangers? Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the Calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. Their lesser houses may have been duped by these grandest lies, but I should hope that House Durandal would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your loud counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this mummer's farce. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandal purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot wait to that long. Sid, Raptor, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drillamont's trust. Understood? No kidding. No kidding there. Okay. So we have a long battle ahead of us still to get this airship. What's the time? I can still afford about another half an hour. Let's see how far we can take this. In the meantime, everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. I forgot to set the timer last time. Whoopsie. And now we set it because this is going to be our this is gonna be our kind of last run through this time. For today. Okay. Talk with that guy. Horse to fort. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Hi, word travels fast in Whitebrim Front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drillamont's mind? If there's one thing that I've learnt about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Win over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls a decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contain no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. Wouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurk in Mud Puppy and Danifin Pass? And take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Okay. Let's go slay a mud puppy. Which I get the distinct feeling is anything but puppy-ish in appearance. Wait, let me just see which way I'm supposed to actually go. Yeah, this way around. Was not quite sure straight off the bat. Okay. I think this is it, yes. Okay. Key items. There's our vinegar. Use on our mud puppy. Whether it actually took or not is anyone's guess, but anyway. Uh-huh. Nearly there, right? Surely. Come on. Level 39, Mud Puppy, and we are struggling. That tells us that our gear is starting to become too low level for where we're at. It's finally starting to catch up. Okay. This is really taking forever, wow. Come on. Almost there, almost there. Come on, you overgrown salamander. Fall already. We're so close. We're so close. Yeah. That just took forever, okay. We're definitely going to need to check our gear. Before we go into... Krahazik, hello, hello, welcome in. We're definitely going to need to check our gear before we go into, the fortress. That's for sure. Let's see. Almost back. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. Well, We got the meat either which way. Oh dear, remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila! Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here and up above. There we go, thank you. Let's do just that. You there, lad. I don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Have at it, sir. Yes. I'm feeling invigorated, refreshed, as if the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. Hey, I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. Ah, my word. This guy. Wait. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Well, good news. Is that a fresh-cooked steak? Alone's blessings upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Ah, enjoy your meal. Ever must we train to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. Well, good news. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. Well, let's see, am I supposed to go up or down? I think it's down. Yes, it was down. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hard-working Cherugans at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking this steak to Sonata? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Alright, we can do that. Where's Sonata? Upstairs. Aye. Of course I'd fall. Charmaine. And Sonata. Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm busy attending to this man. I'll be with you in a moment. Is that? Oh, come to think of it, it's been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my! This is fantastic! Thank you so much! I'll eat the rest right away! Yay! Oh, man. Food! We got free food! Woohoo! Let me put that over there. Lovely, lovely. And put that over there. And put that over there. There we go. We've got a bunch of stuff in here, what? Okay. Interesting. Okay. What is actually our character gear level? That's 32. That's 45. Okay. And our current quest level... we can't see because we've not currently got anything active. Okay. Uh, 39. Okay, so that's where we're at. Might I have a word with you, Raptor? It concerns these surgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Okay. So, gotta hunt some ice sprites. Let's see. That's gonna take us... this direction, maybe? Oh no, is that... how am I gonna get there? I don't know if I can go out that way. I've gotta go out the other door. Other exit, just to be sure. And what do you know? There's one right in front of me. There we go. That'll do, that'll do. We're doing a lot better than the last one. Okay. That's one. That's 2. And... just like so. Okay. And back to... infirmary. There we go, there we go, there we go. And up the stairs. And talk to Sid. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. Here you go. What an amazing device! But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure of what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is as effective as he claims, it'll be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Worthy the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Oh, that serpentine voice returns once more. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation preferred by these unbelievers. Eesh, piece of work. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. No kidding there, Sid. No kidding there. Sid is concerned about Inquisitor Juliam. No kidding! We are all at this point concerned with Inquisitor Juliam. Before we can persuade Lord Drillamon to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Juliam that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Curthus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whitebrim Front. Share your findings with Alphino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Okay, so there's someone approximately in this space who we need to speak to. Approximately? Yes. Jolol. Inquisitor Juliam. Yes, of course I know him. Alas, I've not seen him since the day he came to Whitebrim Front, several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the Night's Watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in darkness black as pitch. My route took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveller, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later in this very bed, where I've lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. I had tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Juliam rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe my life, sir, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Okay. There wasn't anyone else in the infirmary that had this, so it must be down here. Because there's another one in this space. Alboise, whose name I still don't know if I'm pronouncing. Alex Oldfish. I'm sure the Inquisitor is fine. Are we really at this point? He's meddling a little bit too conveniently, in my opinion. Inquisitor Juliam? I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak. Unbeliever. Hi, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you! J Sizzle, hello, thank you for the hydrate. So everyone, courtesy of J Sizzle the Great, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages and let's take a sip. Woohoo! Welcome in and thank you for joining us. Yes. When in doubt, if you don't know how to pronounce something, photosynthesis. Ah, boy. There must be someone else here. Patrick. Okay, here's a name we can pronounce. Patrick. I can pronounce that one. Let's see. Yes. Under Inquisitor Julian's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. They say he goes days without sleep, so great is devotion. Blessed are we to have such a godly, righteous man protect us. Days without sleep, huh? And you expect him to be sharp as a nail? On no sleep? I'm sorry. 100 bits for being a goober. Oh, my word. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you. Greatly appreciated. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Halone's will. They're to be afforded every courtesy and utmost respect. Well, that helps us plenty now, doesn't it? If you are considered the absolute authority, it is the perfect place to abuse said absolute authority. Yeesh. Oh my word. What? Alex? Again? What? Alex? Thank you so much. Again? Yeah, greatly appreciated. Oh my word. Nothing happened. Shh. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Sir, I have to say that is not nothing. Thank you so much. Oh my word. Greatly appreciated. Oh my word. Yeah. Must have been the wind. What? The wind in Curthus? The cold icy breeze that brings in naught but snow and donations out of nowhere? Gasp. What a friendly wind, indeed. There's a song about that. My friend the wind will come from the north. What? Okay, what does the Alphino have to say? Yes, I anticipate the shiver, Alphino. You are wearing clothing with cutouts. Yep, sounds about right to me. Oh, but thank you so much. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. I can't believe we're almost halfway there. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. I am shook. Once more, to the core. Gasp. Yeah. Your generosity is just like mind-blowing right now. I am shook. We're halfway there. Yeah, we're halfway there. I can't believe that. Oh my word, guys, that's amazing. That's amazing. Significantly epic. That's all I can say. Wow. You guys are amazing. Okay, what does Alphino have to say, aside from shivering because he has inappropriate attire for where he finds himself? In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. We have noticed, Alphino. We have noticed. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid no mind, as I'd hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind. Our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me you've been busy making inquiries, yes? It should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I'm beginning to suspect that he has other reasons for hindering us now. Told ya! Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Raptor. Mayhap they will provide insight into Inquisitor Julian's motivations. And Alex, thank you for the Twitch follow as well. Greatly, greatly appreciated there. Yeah! Something troubles me about that wounded knight's account. He claims he fell chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes? But the main road leads to the southwestern gate. Since we've arrived in Whitebrim Front, I've seen no travellers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from north of the eastern gate, not south. But it cannot be so. That way lies naught but a deep chasm. Assuming that Sir Jalot is not misremembering, the Inquisitor's behaviour that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. Mayhap retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. That is indeed a sound consideration. Okay, that is definitely a chasm. Okay, so how are we gonna get around this way around? Okay, ow, ow, that's gonna hurt, that's gonna hurt, that's gonna hurt. Okay, well, we got there fast. We got there the fast way. The painful way, but the fast way. Hey. Yeah, okay. And that is a hydrate, so everyone, acquire your nearest safe consumption beverages, and let's take a sip before approaching that very, conspicuous thing in the purple circle. It's kind of irresponsible, but I kind of want to finish this arc. I haven't... hold up, hold up. This is a dragon. This is a whole dragon. Hello. Okay. Casual. Let's see. Almost got this one. Okay. Yeah, this is a whole dragon. Just casually. Lying at the bottom of the hill. Oh dear. That looks familiar. That looks familiar. Ah, boy. Suspicious behavior from the get-go. Impersonation 101 find the guy at the top of the pyramid and take his post. Because why? If you've got absolute authority, no one is going to question you about it. You found something, didn't you? Well, don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Given the contents of this encyclical, I believe you've just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Julian, newly come to Curthis and murdered on the day of his arrival. Yes, it would have been a simple thing to assume his identity. Even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Still, while this is incontrovertible proof of the Inquisitor as an impostor, we have yet to discern his true identity, or why he has decided to oppose us. We must proceed quickly, Raptor, before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Okay, finally a level 40 coffer. That's gonna be helpful. Let's just check real quick. What level is our weapon? Level 32. I might need to use that level 40 weapon thing. So let's just go inventory, use. I want to use that one. Okay. And let's just quickly equip it. Recommended gear, equip, and update gear set. Okay. Let's figure out who Julian really is, shall we? Since Lord Drillimar has already been turned against us, I fear that this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? The cook did say that the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim... Yes, mayhap that is the only way left to us. Confront Sir Gillo with the evidence you've discovered, and see if it helps him recall the truth of that night. As a man of the faith, he might find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Nevertheless, we must do everything within our power to secure the Enterprise. And arguably, I would say that uncovering a corrupt and false individual is a kind of important thing if you are of a certain disposition, so... Oh, you have returned. Is there something else you wanted to ask? I've got bad news for you, sir. The Inquisitor is an impostor? Don't be preposterous. That couldn't possibly be true. He is a paragon of virtue, a dedicated servant of the Fury. You would have me believe that it's all a lie? If you're so certain that your ludicrous story is true, then go and speak with Sir Prunilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped with the Inquisitor carry me here. But I will never speak against the man who saved my life. Well, never might be 10 years, or it might be 10 minutes. Let's see. Let's see which is the truth in that case, shall we? So, where is the person that we need to talk to? Prunilla. You! I do not believe I know you, sir. Pray move along and trouble me no more. Are you in the habit of handing bloody documents to strangers? Why would you show me such a dreadful thing? I know naught of it, naught at all. Are you sure about that, lass? Okay. Doubt. Come on. Gesture angrily in her general direction. Wow. Let's talk about it. Thank you for the twists. I shall do the twists after reading what Prunella has to say. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing, Harrier? I am doing okay. Thank you so much for dropping in. How are you doing as well? You know, don't you? Fine. He didn't fall. One of those Dravonian abominations lashed out at him and nearly killed him right then and there. I drew my sword and rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy, but what came from the dark was not a beast, but a voice. He knew things about me, about my family, secrets I'd never told another. He said that if I kept his confidence, Sir Jalot and I would be spared, but if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. When at last I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor, but I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Jalot to the infirmary, and on his first night in the White Brim front, Inquisitor Jalam was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Countless men and women of good moral standing, seized whilst in possession of draconian rosaries. As I feared, he was condemning the innocent to death. I wanted to confess to Lord Trelamoe. I wanted to put an end to the madness. But then I would have to remember the Inquisitor's threats, and so I did nothing, until Lord Francel was accused. Some time ago, I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of White Brim front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire locks. As I hoped, they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House Helenart, thus exonerating Lord Francel and casting doubt on the other recent trials. And that is the entire truth, I swear. Alone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Oh boy. It just takes a good set of threats and it makes everyone fall apart. Oy. Well, thank you, Prunella, for finally coming clean. Things are going to get better from now on. I promise. Okay, that's a difficult promise to make, but this is Game World. The coders have already determined your fate. So, blah. So what is, let's talk about it. So, I had a good working day finally. Woohoo! Broke through a lot of anxiety. I am so glad. That is fantastic news. That is fantastic, fantastic, fantastic news. I'm so happy for you. That is fantastic. But you redeemed Twist, which is an exercise redeem in which we do our little dancing move. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for good measure, because I'm not sure if I squatted enough for those. But, oi, that rotation is not easy. That's why there's only 5 at a time. Oi, sorry, just gotta quickly clear the airways. I just want to mute out for a second, because I'm still recovering from being a little ill. One moment, please. Okay, we are back. Okay. We're back. Okay. We are almost at the end of this arc. Almost. Surely. Can't imagine it being much longer. And then we should have access to another duty. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do the duty tonight still. It'll be irresponsible on the timing, but it'll make sense as far as story goes. If we can at least get the Enterprise out of that fortress, then I feel like we will have put the full stop at the end of this sentence. It's probably going to take like another half an hour. It's fine. I can afford that much, I think. I can suffer the consequences of my bad decisions in the morning. Okay, now, Drillerman, let's see how you refute this lot. Why do you persist in this folly? I will not grant you 3 access to the stone vigil. Do not make me repeat myself. Well, I don't know how you're going to deal with this. Let's see. There had better be a very good explanation for why you were carrying those rosaries. And where did you find this papal encyclical? Fury take me! The Inquisitor is a heretic? Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. But this evidence in your testimony could have no other explanation. I have misjudged you and your friends, Raptor, and for that I deeply apologize. I'll permit you to enter the outpost. But first, I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. Gladly, sir. I will take those this time. They'll be useful. I think. Well, it's only for warriors, so it'll be good for the next classes. Okay, fine. That thrice-damned heretic has murdered countless innocents and made a mockery of our laws. Hell's take him and his Dravonian allies. I'm told he makes your snow cloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded a heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent further tragedy. Lend me your strength, Raptor. Together, let us put an end to this impostor's heresy once and for all. That's what happens when you entrust absolute law to someone from outside with no checks and balances. If you have an Inquisitor, there should always be 2. Who arrive at different times and know each other. Checks and balances. But we're probably not going to be able to change Ishgardian law with this kind of a revelation, so... we can get angry or we can just deal with the problem. Right? There we go. Oh dear. Good to have you with us, sir. When Lord Drillerman arrives, we are to confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to cook quietly, we will need to use force. Are you prepared for that eventuality? Abso-bloomin'-lutely. Abso-bloomin'-lutely. You needed tremble so, my child. The righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Helone's halls. Only the wicked. But why? Why must I die? By all that is holy, I swear to you that I never questioned the teachings of Helone. Inquisitor! Release the maid and come with us! My Lord Drillerman, what is the meaning of this interruption? You are aware that I am at present conducting an interrogation, are you not? Silence, villain! I name thee heretic, murderer, Inquisitor Juliarm, and countless innocents. You are a traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin. Your sins are beyond measure. beyond redemption. Grave allegations indeed, but you will find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that which I have no alliance? No, Lord Drillamo. My conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, can you say the same? Whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? You speak to me of Ishgardian innocence? Ha! All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies. But I know you will not hear me, deafened by the dogma as you are. If you desire retribution, Lord Drillamo, then come. Let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against the Dravanian fang and claw. Okay, well, here we go. So now what I need to do is just keep him facing this way and get these guys' attention as well. Ah boy, I've been frozen. Okay. Let's see. One of these days I'm going to need to actually read what each of these skills does in a little bit more clarity and not forget about it. Let me get you facing this way, away from all of the party members. There we go. There we go. Ah, come on. And we've got him. Okay, so who is this now? Okay, we got everyone safely out of that mess. Okay. Okay, we got everyone safely out of that mess. My glamours dispelled. Your plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. You may not recall the many Ishgardians I have sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been replayed with blood, and for that I am content. My only regret is that you yet live. But your end is nigh, foreigner. The dragons within the stone vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, White Brim Front shall fall. defiant to the last. Leave the body for the crows. Hill's ilk deserves naught better. Raptor, I must apologize for involving you in this sordid business. You should never have been asked to intervene in Nishgardian affairs of state. Rest assured, I have not forgotten the matter which first brought you into our midst. It is past time that you were reunited with your airship. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Alex, I completely forgot to look at chat while I was playing, so sorry. You can lock the hotboard to stop accidentally picking up the skills. Ew. I will actually look into that, actually. Considering that I don't anticipate changing the hotbar in a hurry. That is a good point. It's a good point. Okay. Huh. Okay, but let's just see what the rest of this is saying. But this is not the place to discuss such matters. Pray visit me at White Brim Front, and bring your associates. Okay. Let's quickly do just that. System. It is... We should be able to over here, right? I forget where. Lock? Is that what's gonna... That's probably the button I was looking for. That's probably the button that we need to be aware of. Okay. So, now we head back. And, let me just dismount. Release Defiance. And... let's just deal with this crocodile. Ugh. Okay, crocodile's head splits 3 ways. That's interesting. Okay, I didn't notice that before. Fun! Okay. Yep, it's locked now? Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, to be past the main scenario, at which point we will have flight unlocked. I wonder how long it takes to actually speed up the Ishgard mount speed. Seeing you play this game makes me want to play again, not gonna lie. Well, that's always fun. Where have you been, Raptor? Huh? The False Inquisitor's been slain, has he? As well as... was a tale always like to end in bloodshed? Though you have overcome the latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments, I would ask you to not revel in your victory just yet. We can celebrate once we have secured the Enterprise. Agreed. And next is going to be the Stone Vigil. Okay. As I am sure you will agree, it is past time we entered the Stone Vigil. Pray Lord Drilverne visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow anon. Yes, yes, we shall do just so. Let's just get up. But half of the picking up and dragging thing has got to do with my mouse, which I am 90% certain is not actually a really good mouse, because the number of double-clicking issues that I struggle with on a regular basis is ridiculous. Ah, we've got the victory sound. Victory music. Woohoo! We owe you all a great debt of gratitude. Had it not been for you, the heretic masquerading as Inquisitor Julian would have still be among us, free to prey upon the innocent. I see now that I was a fool to dismiss your claims out of hand. But you must understand, it seemed too much to hope that the signs of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. Never have I been happier to be proven wrong. Well, it is gratifying to know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. Now, if you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Yes, yes, of course. It is the very least I can do, given all that you have done for us. But entering the outpost is the least of your concerns, I fear. You speak of the Ravanians that now hold the ruin. In part, yes. I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. They confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we've been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say, nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long, the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Kurthus, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. Though we have pushed them back behind the walls, we have as of yet been unable to drive them out, and I cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Forgive me, Lord Drillamo, but there is no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without Ishgardian aid. I see. Well, that may be for the best. I will inform Sir Nathalane of your impending visit. May Helone guide you, scions. Okay. Progress. Next is gonna be our unlocking of the Stone Vigil duty, and then after that we're gonna call it tonight, because I'm already over time by an hour-ish, almost. Yes, it's fine. I'm the only one who will suffer the consequences of this. Any plans on ever playing past the free expansion? Yes. If I can get my finances stable enough to actually be able to afford the subscription, I absolutely plan on playing further. That would be amazing. I would love to have things stable enough to be able to play further. I've never gotten past A Realm Reborn before on account of both finances and chaos of life getting in the way. So I am very, very, very keen on playing further and seeing more of the story. But for now, we're going to squeeze as much out of the free trial as we possibly can. Okay, what does Nathalane have to say? Hail, Raptor! Lord Drillamo has appraised me of your situation. You may enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. Thank you! We shall do so. We shall do so. With a party of NPCs, because we're not gonna wait for people. And, you know, keep them, make them suffer a person who is probably not exactly great at doing the thing. I have no delusions of being any good at this game. I just know that I enjoy it. Dragons, dragons everywhere. I always love how cinematic the cutscenes at the beginning of the duties are. Oh my word. Alex! No! No! Alex! Ah! Alex! Thank you again. That's the third one tonight. I do not know how. I have no words. That's the third one from you tonight. I do not. I don't have the words. What am I supposed to make of this? You have been so incredibly generous today. I can only thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart, because this is just like insanely so huge. I am shook. I am shook. Like I have no words. I am reduced to button mashing because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. What? I am blown away. Quite thoroughly. Sure. There is nothing over there, no. Yeah. I remember this dungeon. I used to get it a lot when doing the daily leveling. Ah, yeah. Now, I think as far as the daily roulettes go, this one is actually probably one of my favorites. Now that I think about it. Like, just aesthetically, I enjoy it quite a lot. I'm a little bit of a dragon nerd, so what can I say? I enjoy the dragons. Even if I'm fighting them, I enjoy the dragons. Of course, they would have engaged because they would do that. It used to be my favorite, but then I kept only getting this dungeon even I was level 70 plus. Oh wow. Yeah. I can imagine at that point then it can get a little bit old. I suppose that's the issue with roulettes, huh? When you get a predisposition for a certain thing, which I think some accounts can eventually get, it can be quite a pain. Let's see. It was my curse. I can believe that. To be fair though, I never really was a daily player of anything. Because life happens and I've got lots of other things to do with my time. So yeah, I never got into it heavily enough for it to get that annoying to me yet. Oh boy. What am I waiting for here? Okay. Like that, okay. How are we doing? So far so good, okay. Now, follow you. Oi, come on. Where am I? There we go. Always be opposite the team. There we go. Cat said on keyboard. Played this during the pandemic, so I had nothing better to do. Ah, I see. Yeah, the pandemic in my iteration of reality was probably one of the most busy times of my life. Like, other people were starting to go on unanticipated breaks. My work just doubled. It was kind of wild how that worked out. So that's a separate room. We've got to go around the other way to get to that. Okay. There we go. we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. And then this way. We're gonna come back to that room, I see. And there's the next one that we're not gonna be able to actually encounter. Almost there. Cool, we got that one. There's another fallen dragon. And... let's come over here, guys. Follow me, follow me. Come on, you. You are in the wrong place. You come here. You come here. Come on. Everyone this way. Everyone this way. Come on. There we go. There we go. Keep their attention away from my healers. Okay. And of course we've got these guys. I knew they were going to be here somewhere. Okay, nearly have this slot. Okay. May as well get a relatively complete run of looking in every single room while we are at it. Right? Have I got everyone's attention? Have I got everyone's attention? Yes, I do. Yay. Okay. There we go. And I think this is the outdoor space. Yes, this is the next mini-boss. Okay. Okay, what's the pattern gonna be? This way. That one's difficult to see. Okay, which one is gonna move first? Which one is gonna move first? That side, okay. So far, so good. Okay, which one's gonna move first? Which side's gonna move first? Okay, I'm in the right place. Now we move over here. So far, so good. There we go. Almost through. Okay, I was luckily in just the right place. There we go. Okay, nice. Got it. With no incidents. No incidents, got it. Okay. My cat has started biting my head because I'm not paying attention to her. Oh dear. That's understandable and adorable. The little chaos mongers. There we go. We're most of the way through, I think, by now. Okay, another bunch of sprites. There we go, getting there, getting there. Okay. catching a large amount of the equipment that you can get in this place at the moment. Almost got you. Almost. There we go. Nearly through. Pay attention to me. Only me, please and thank you. I have the confidence to say that as a tank. I don't have the confidence to say that as a streamer.
Pay attention only to me.
Okay. There we go, there we go, there we go. Now. I don't know when I picked up that key. I did not read the message that was associated with that. I assume it was somewhere nearby. And we have mapped out the entire room. Lovely. What's that? That's the invulnerability. It's got quite a while left on that one. We should be able to make it. We should be able to make it. Boss time, yes! Boss fight, boss fight.
Look! It's the Enterprise!
Yes, just beyond that enormous sleeping dragon. Hello, friend. Who is totally going to wake up now. The dragon is not our concern. We've come for the airship, and only the airship. Sid, you and I will sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Raptor, you stay here and keep an eye on the beast. If it wakes, we may need you to provide a distraction until we are ready to depart. You can manage that, can't you? I'm a distraction! Woohoo! All my life I wanted to be a distraction. That settles it then. Shall we, Sid? As you command. Very casual walk for sneaking. Very, very casual walk for sneaking. Of course. Of course the Ascian is here. So you mean to slay Garuda next? Interesting. Most interesting. Oh no. And are you aware that her strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests? A testament to the fanatical devotion of her followers. The Exal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. Yet only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of Ifrit, bane of Titan. If any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. Win or lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle. Assuming, of course, that you live that long. Of course you would. Oh man, he's not only waking up the dragon, but also corrupting the dragon. Of course he would. Of course he would. Alphino! The dragon! Who has gone significantly more purple? Don't confound it all! Sounds wise. Come on. Time to best a dragon. Let us see how well your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bearer. That was a very satisfying stomp. Okay. Where's it gonna be? That side. I can stay exactly where I am. There we go. There we go. Let's see, which way is it gonna be? Which way is it gonna be? Okay. Like that. There we go. There we go, there we go. So far, so good. We're already quite a far way through the health pool. Which way are you going? Casual. Okay. And we continue. Not long now. Let's see. Where's the second one gonna be? Right there. Is there gonna be a third? No. There we go. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Just looked at what's meta, and my main is the best spot it's ever been for DPS. I'm so sad I'm not still playing the game. Ah! Good game? Yay, thank you. We survived it. First time. First time. Without any major upsets. Woohoo! And we are now... I think we leveled up, which means we should be able to take the last class quest. Or the next class quest. So, woohoo! Soon gonna get the next piece of gear. Woohoo! But we also got... some stuff as well. Nice. Let us vacate this place with our airship. Wahaha! Airship. Airship time. Airship time. We're gonna have a cutscene, aren't we? Yes. Wahaha! Another crystal! Woohoo! Surely can't be very many more left to collect. Okay. Yep. Only one more, and then we've got a complete array. Woohoo! Progress. Nothing else that tells us how far through the story we started to get, huh? Raptor. Raptor! Are you alright? Speak to me! Oh. Just snapping back into reality for a moment. 12 be praised. I feared the beast had injured you. I see now why the others rated you so highly. When you were caught in the midst of that etheric bubble with that dragon, I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thank the gods for sparing me all that inconvenience. I have quite enough to do already. Which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let us go and see what he has to say. Hello, Enterprise. You frozen beauty, you. What say you, Sid? Will she fly? Yes, though it will not be a pleasant ride. Well, I dare say it will be no more unpleasant than staying here. 'Tis a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state, but if she will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. If all are in agreement, let us return to Gridania. Though I'd like nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye, it is plain that the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She must needs be repaired if we are to proceed with our mission. I think he also just wants to get out the cold. This is so familiar. I know this airship. If I could just... it's no use. Let's go. Okay, they've got the good sense to not be standing while airborne on a deck with no side rails. I feel better about that. They've at least got that much good sense. One hand for you, one hand for the boat. You do not let go of the boat. Now, what does Elfina have to say at the end of that lot? How I have longed for the more agreeable climate of the Twelveswood. Yet I will not deny that the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Ishgardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Alas, our work is far from done. We still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? Indeed. And with that, I think we must call it a day. We are out of Kurthus, we are out of the snow, we have got our airship. We've got a new party member in Sid who we did not have when we started this session. And we will be beginning the next arc soon, which will doubtless have something to do with slaying Garuda. So, woohoo! Plans for time number next. That was quite the jaunt. But we're now home back in Gridania, ready to continue with everything going forward. So I will probably be using something along this sort of line for the next thumbnail. We'll see. I'll take a G-pose somewhere along the line. I also forgot the main story didn't have voice acting. It's been that long. Yeah, I don't know how much of the main story is going to have voice acting in the later parts of the game as well. But it's very interesting, a challenge to try and predict the voices of all of the main cast that we encounter without hearing them first, and then trying to see kind of how well we remember them when we eventually hear them in voiced lines later. So, I have no idea how well I might have tone matched Sid. I'm starting to get a decent idea-ish of how Elfino speaks, I think. But I am feeling myself forgetting what Yashtala sounds like. I always have a very, very, very weak idea of what Minfilia sounds like, so I'm trying to get at least their mannerisms, even if I can't actually get their timbre, if I can phrase it that way. But slowly but certainly we try it out, right? After a certain point, all the main quest will have voice acting? Okay. After they got budget with enough players, apparently. But that makes sense. This has been fun. The voice acting was quite good. Yay! Victory! Considering that this was all about voice acting practice up until this point, I am happy. I'm happy. I enjoyed it. I am glad. Let's talk about it. I am so glad you enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying the voice acting side of things. It's really, really, really fun. Voice acting was good indeed. Thank you. We shall continue to improve one little bit at a time, right? But let us head over to our main screen over here. And tab out of there. And hide my Discord. I don't know why everything is duplicated across everywhere. Let us switch those two around. There we go. And I'm just going to quickly exit the game on this side. There we go. So that I can actually be not laggy as badly. But yeah, that was fun. We got a lot of the way through, despite the technical difficulties right up front. I am really, really happy with how far we progressed. So that was fun. I am enjoying the game a lot. With all said and done, this is the only game that I find myself repeatedly coming back to, even after long absences in the game. And I've had a couple of those over the years. I think the first time I played must have been at least 8 years ago. At least, maybe closer to 12. I don't know how long the game has been around for, but it's definitely been a while. But I've been enjoying it every time that I've played, and it's just... It feels homey. It feels very homey to play this game. I don't know. It was fun to watch, made me miss playing Final Fantasy XIV. I'm glad that you are enjoying the nostalgia of it. It's been out since 2013? Okay. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. I think when I first played it was somewhere around 2015, 2016. Somewhere around there, I think, was the first time I ever played. Actually, no, I can check, I think. I can check. It's on a different iteration because it was on Steam, and I'm presently not on a Steam account. Information? No. Last played on the Steam version in... Last played was in 2024. I think I opened it up just to check what its status was. Can I see when I added it? Can I see when I added it? Huh. $2020 was when I bought in. Okay. So it was a while. It was a long time ago. Ooh. Joshua, hello! I caught you just before you went. Yes. It has been a productive stream, honestly. Wow. I am amazed at how far we actually got. I did not expect us to get all the way through to the next duty, considering that we opened up Titan in the previous stream. I did not expect us to open up the next duty in the very next stream. Honestly, I did not expect us to get that far. It was a little bit irresponsible of me. I'm now a whole whopping 2.5 hours late to end stream. But it was worth it to finish the arc. It was not the sort of arc where you can kind of end the story partway through, I felt like. I'm grateful that I did not have this session on a day when I had to do something else directly afterwards. But I enjoyed it a lot. Very productive indeed. Yes, indeed. So we got pretty far. We have, I think, gotten to level 50. So probably ahead of our fight with Garuda, we'll be able to do our level 50 class quest and proceed from there into whatchamacallit, fighting Garuda. After whatever else is still standing in the way. I don't know how much is still standing in the way between acquiring the Enterprise and actually fighting Garuda. Are you going to beat the DLCs? Well, Alex threw money at me for being able to do so. It is going to probably go to the laptop first, but I do want to go through the expansions as well. I really, really want to go through expansions as well. I think they gave you 2 for free, but I know you're close to ARR being done. Yeah. I also know that we are very, very close to the end of A Realm Reborn. We've only got 1 crystal left to acquire. I think we're going to catch that from Garuda. And then thereafter, I think we've got to rescue Minfilia from the Garleans, and then that's going to be the infamous speech duty. I'll throw more money to let you play the expansion after the laptop. After the laptop, I'm investing in the 3D model, and that's actually the next thing that I want to talk about a little bit. So, you guys know how I mentioned that I am going to be doing some work on the Harrier Live 2D model, right? Well, good news is I am going to be starting that next week, because this day I have gotten confirmation back from the person who I am going to be commissioning my future 3D model from, that the version 2 Harrier art makes sense to not have clipping issues, and it should work for the 3D application, which is fantastic, fantastic, fantastic news. And that means that that's the design that we're going to go forward with as the new canon. So I'm going to be building that and doing the new reference sheet for that. And after that, after we have acquired the streaming laptop, the donation goal is going to all go towards being able to afford the 3D model. At the moment, I've got a tentative space in the queue for either Q3 or Q4 this year with the modeler. A very tentative space at the moment. It all depends on if we can secure the funds for that. But if we can get the streaming laptop done, we can start saving up for the model. It's not gonna be cheap. If I do a lot of the work myself, as in a ton of the work myself, like everything post Blender, I can get it for about 2k USD. If I want to have all of the setups and stuff done by the modeler and the technical people who know how to do stuff, it's gonna cost around 4k USD. So it's not a cheap thing, but when we have it, we will have a lot of utility. Like, super humongous utility. It'll mean that when we do our treadmill streams, you'll actually be able to see me walking on the treadmill. I mean, like, you'll actually be able to see the strides. Come on, ain't that awesome? It'll mean that we'll be able to do animation stuff with the model, which is also going to be cool. We're going to be able to do, perhaps, maybe tentatively, dip our feet into things like VR chat as well. I've never been in VR chat, so I've actually got no idea if it's going to be something that's going to be my vibe, but who knows, sometimes you might get involved in a collab that requires you to step into VR chat. I don't know. I've never actually touched a VR headset before, so we'll see. Maybe that will be a later thing down the line if we maybe want to ever attempt, I don't know, 3D sketching or something in VR. Who knows? That sounds like it could be interesting. But that's a later thing. But yes, first steps first is getting the streaming laptop, which is going to mean that I will actually be able to play Final Fantasy XIV without having to be in PNG mode. And be able to actually work in Blender without necessarily having my model in PNG mode, because it's not all of the graphics processing through a single graphics card. and the encoder fighting with Blender for memory space to encode the video as it goes out. So that's the immediate goal, and thereafter is going to be the 3D model. I wish you luck in saving up, and we'll try to help in much as reach those goals. Thank you so much, Alex. You have been a significant contributor. I am still absolutely blown away. My brain still can't quite 100% wrap around just how much you've contributed this day. I am immensely grateful. But yes, that is what is in the pipeline planned as far as investments throughout the rest of the year go. Provided nothing goes horrendously, hopelessly, horribly, desperately wrong, I should not need to divert funds to plugging other holes in that regard. But that is more or less the investment pipeline that should be able to help us have a couple more options of stuff that we can do, and be able to produce more stuff going down the line, which will be fun. All of that said, we are obviously still in the midst of all of this madness, still going to be working on Project Misthaven. Writing is still underway thoroughly. Little bits at a time at the moment. I've had a couple of weird days with a bunch of stuff that I've needed to pay attention to that is outside of the normal iterations of reality. So the last 2 days have been a little bit slow on the writing front, but we're making progress little bits at a time. Each day has got its own tiny milestones, so we're plugging away at the writing things. And I am also trying to get my head around a couple of other things that we can actually finally have, actual video content as well as stream stuff. So the next thing that I have on my relatively immediate priority list is getting the short with the concept behind reanalysis fight out. That's got to happen. I've got to record something for that. I've still got to script something for that with all of the details of how to do it and all of the bloody fish paste, all of that jazz, and edit it and all of that madness. So I don't know if I'll still be able to get that out this weekend. It depends on how much other madness I've got to handle. But that is the next most urgent thing that I need to sort out. And then commissions. I have got Zany in the queue for tomorrow. I need to work on Zany's thing. Get the first round of assemblies done so that I can send that off. And wait, why have I got hearts in my eyes? Alex, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my word. Alex! Thank you so much for the Twitch sub. Oh my word. Greatly appreciated. Oh my word, thank you. Thank you. Oh my word, thank you so much. That was out of nowhere. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Yeah. You keep shaking me up today. I don't know what to make of this. Greatly appreciated. Oh my word. No worries. Thank you. Yeah. Twitch subs are a little bit of a double-edged sword because as much as I am immensely grateful for them, the amount of support that comes out of them versus a direct donation is actually like almost half value for value. So I really appreciate it, but at the same time, guys, keep your sub money. If you want to throw anything my way, you can either do a direct donation or throw it into the patronage services on my VGen for getting me to actually have time to work on Project Misthaven. One of the two. Because the revenue split on those are much more favorable for me in those regards. I appreciate it a lot, do not get me wrong. But just want you to know to not spend money in places if it is going to perhaps maybe not necessarily 100% benefit you. All right, just putting that on record. But either which way, do not get me wrong, 100,000,000% appreciated. Oh, I am shook. I am shook. Okay. Wow. So yes, that is all stuff that is currently up in the air and being worked on. Anything else? Yes, I am currently looking for some collab partners for the next week or two. Nothing is decided yet. I've had no takers yet. For some art and yap type stuff. But we'll see if anything actually gets confirmed in the next couple of days. I'm not gonna hold my breath for it, but I have set out the invitation openly on my channels. I haven't DM'd people because I haven't got the confidence for that. But yeah. Ooh, interesting. The streams might happen then. That can be taken wrong. I mean, even more interesting. Yeah, I think that it would be, it would just be do something different, you know? To do an art and yap type thing. Whether it'll be something like a art trade or maybe a collaborative draw along on the same canvas sort of a thing. Who knows? Who knows? It all depends on if I get responses back. I think a lot of my art moots aren't actually streamers, now that I think about it. A lot of my streamer moots aren't artsy people, and a lot of my art moots aren't streamer people. It's funny how that works out. A couple of shots of alcohol of choice helps with her. Yeah. As agreeable as the whiskey is, it's been in short supply. There have been other holes that have needed plugging, so it's been in short supply. Yeah. Also, I'm not really a big fan of being inebriated. I know too many people's secrets to trust myself to not keep my mouth shut. Let's put it that way. I know too many people's secrets for that stuff. For some reason, people yap in my presence. And get vulnerable. And yeah, that means that I just don't trust myself when it comes to having all of that information at my fingertips. So yeah, I keep myself sober. Yeah. Not designated driver because I can't drive. Goodness alone knows it's a miracle they let me fly my own wings. But yeah, I prefer remaining in control of my own constitution before I accidentally break someone's confidence, which I would be very, very upset about. I would not feel comfy if I had done something like that unwittingly. I would really not be happy about that if I did that. So yeah, I am. Yeah, I am going to see if we get any bites on the collaboration thing. Once again, I won't hold my breath about it. Early mid-March-ish is my birthday, but we haven't got any plans for that. Because rest of March is chaos. Couple of days ahead of that is a whole series of IRL stuff that's going to take all of my out of commission capacity and out of stream capacity to be prepared for and handle. Same with a couple of days at the end of March is also going to be a little bit wild on that front. So it's gonna be a busy month. And yeah, I've got way too much work to be able to plan stuff. So it will be on a stream day, but I'm not anticipating it being a different kind of a stream from normal. So we'll see what we're actually going to do. It will probably be another Final Fantasy XIV stream on my birthday. We'll see. But I am not 100% sure right now. We'll see when we get to it. When the week arrives, we will tackle that. Just so that you guys know not to expect anything too out of the ordinary, you know? Let's think. Anything else on the immediate radar? Just a reminder that on the 22nd of February, which is now in 2 days' time, is the deadline for our mood board event where people can submit ideas for redecorating my room. With my vibes, I do not have a cooking clue what I want to do with my space, so if you have any ideas, please throw them in a mood board and consider joining the mood board event on my Discord server, where you will find in the pinned post there all of the details regarding that. There's not an awful lot of information, but it's a very straightforward sort of an event. I suck at decorating, so I wish you luck. I suck at decorating too. Like, I just don't know what my aesthetic is, so I don't even know what vibes I give off. I legitimately do not know what vibes would suit my space. IRL, it's very utilitarian. Full, but everything is very much... everything has its purpose and its use, and it's functional before aesthetic in its assembly. So, it doesn't have to be ideas for necessarily, okay, this style of decor, bloody fish paste, all that jazz. It's just more like, I'm not expecting you guys to quote unquote design a room. I'm just looking at ideas for what sort of lighting, what sort of knickknacks do you associate with me? That sort of stuff. Because I don't know. I just get what I can't find cool and put them on the shelf. Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that kind of slightly haphazard enjoyment. When it comes to, okay, but what does the shelf look like? Yeah, that's where I don't know what looks more like me. So yeah, we'll figure it out still. So that is all still stuff that is in process, and we will take it one step at a time. But for now, I need to sign off. Get some rest so that I do not oversleep and lose time working on commissions in the morning, because that is what I have to absolutely do. I've also got to give feedback on something in the IRL world. That is going to take quite a bit of brain power to go through and sort out. Fix an OBS thing for a family member. A whole bunch of jazz. Crazy stuff, right? So, I am going to greet you here. Thank you all so much once again for being here. Alex Oldfish, once again, thank you immensely for all of your support today. It has been mind-blowing. And I will see you guys on Monday. I don't know yet what we'll be doing on Monday, but I do know that we are going to be starting with an 1.5 hour session of reanalysis fight with one of our last 3 entries from the previous run, and that is going to be what we are going to handle. I still got to send the time lapses and radar graphs for yesterday still. So much to do, so little time. Half of it is admin. Yeah! Anyway, have fun, rest well, and until next time, cheery bye.